So we're just waiting for the umpires to hand the ball over to Cara Jones for the first centre pass. Our umpires today are Joe Lilly and Rachel Radford, and Janet Ealing is the reserve umpire. Don't forget that you can also get in touch with your comments and thoughts throughout today's games and using the hashtag NEOpen.
Disappointing error there to start off the game, but again, that's a bit of a thing that we've seen from Wales at the start. Hopefully it won't last too long for them, but Republic of Ireland doing a really good job on bringing this ball through.
And we've seen that the Republic of Ireland are, one of the things yesterday we were talking about was using width. Do you think that's something that Joan Young would have been saying to them?
Yeah, I mean, they've, like with the live streaming, if they haven't got a PA here, they've got the ability to watch those games back, and I think she'll have looked at that and definitely talked about the space issue in the attack end.
So Georgia Rowe gets Wales underway with their first goal, and Republic of Ireland on their centre pass now.
Good cover there by Nia Jones. Just struggling at the moment to get it forward, and that's what she does really well, is hunt that ball. Republic of Ireland got to make sure they move fully onto the ball, because otherwise the Welsh defence won't let them have it. They're going to come through and try and take it.
And again, it's having two offers on the ball, so Wales are covering that first option really well. They need there be a second outlet then.
Oh, good job, Genevieve Slater. I think this is much more importance on the ball than we've seen from Republic of Ireland. I think they've come out really well so far. But you can see that challenge on every ball at the moment by the Welsh.
Nia Jones, super work there, using her feet to get round.
Yeah, and you can see they're sat in that zone. They're looking for hunting that ball. They're not going to sit there and let it land. If it's on their side, they're going to try and run through it, because they have to turn ball. And that's the long balls that we were talking about that we think we'll see today, to get it in nice and early, isolated one-on-one. It'll be interesting to see actually whether Genevieve Slater drops back to make that a double.
In this sort of game, do you think, is Chelsea Lewis going to hang out of the circle to give Georgia Rowe all that space, or do you think they'll be changing it up as they go through the game?
I think she will to start off with, yeah. She's very clever, Chelsea Lewis, and very experienced, but she can also shoot really well. We saw that in the closeout of the games yesterday. So I think she will hang out to start off with. I think she'll try and draw that double, but then she'll just play herself in. And it really is a great asset to have a goal attack that can shoot from distance, because it is a double threat then. Oh, good work by Katie Knox, just unfortunately not quite getting completely there, but you can see her bringing her feet round. That's really good defending. And again, she's trying to mark the front space, mark the back space. She's doing a good job, but it's a difficult job in there. Yeah. I think the bench for Wales at the moment will be reasonably pleased with the start of this. For goal ratio, it's important they limit Republic of Ireland to as few goals as possible. Nice, confident shot there by Van Duffy. So the higher the scores are, actually the lower the goal ratio is. So it's really important defensively that Wales turn this ball for them in case England win the next game.
In terms of a mindset then coming into that game, and the players are now playing that, do you think that'll change their focus, or what it is that they're thinking about during the game?
For the Wales team?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just strategy, isn't it? It's whatever your game strategy ends up being, and the strategy in this will be very different to the strategy that they had against Northern Ireland and the strategy that they had against England. But they certainly look pumped to do it. I mean, that was a beautiful triangle. Great positioning by Chelsea Lewis to pop at the front there. And it almost seems to have taken some of the errors out of their game that they had before. That's commentator's curse. Oh, nice long ball into the pocket. Yeah, good pressure there. Layla Thomas did a really good job to stop Anne-Marie Jenkinson coming through, and it was all clustered on that side, and the one open side, it was just a forced pass. See, the difference on the through court for Wales is they're looking for that forward, but if they can't send it, there is a second offer. Georgia Rowe not fancying that one, but nice decision to swing and open up Chelsea Lewis. Trish Fanning doing a good job at the moment on getting free on those centre passes, but Wales turnover, and again the speed that they're trying to come through the court at is much greater than that we've seen. Yeah, difficult that one for a defender. 2-on-1.
Have to commit to one or other.
Very much pattern of play at the moment for Wales is committing the first pass to go to the wing attack. The goal attack's ready for the deep ball, and they're, you know, the very textbook wing attack, goal shoot. They're just looking at moving quickly. Oh, unlucky there by Trish Fanning, not fully in the centre third.
Georgia Rowe.
Just a bit of confusion there. It was a obstruction call. She gets another shot. Just checking the centre pass direction. Great speed through the court there on that centre pass. Just short. Oh, Claire Jones, good closing speed. So you can see that, trying to cover that middle space in a zone again. And that's the problem. The driver in a zone has to come through the middle of that zone, yes, but ultimately that's when the sides open up, and that's just maybe a little bit of naivety from the Republic of Ireland in feeding that ball to Frances Duffy through the middle there. On the other side, great take. See, that was better because the draw was Niamh Reynolds in the middle.
Nice shot by Frances Duffy there. And it's a Republic of Ireland centre pass again.
That was a typical 2-second ball. So we talk about netball in terms of seconds on the ball. You've got 3 seconds. First balls tend to go on the first second. Second passes are generally a little bit more dodgy. Or you're waiting for the third second for something to open up. It's great work at the back from Genevieve Slater and Aisling Sweeney. Just working this ball up for their team. Oh, great defence, Susie Drain.
Oh, for Genevieve Slater there.
Absolutely,
well
great
read.
arms. And they've just got to make sure, both teams, that this speed doesn't turn into just frantic passing. I think Republic of Ireland are pulling their speed up to the Welsh speed. They just need to take a breath when they're on the ball. And similarly, the Wales do need to move the ball quick, but just a little bit there. Yeah. Perfect, Susie Drain. Every now and then, just take the pace off so that your team can resettle a little bit. Nice quick pass by Chelsea Lewis. Oh, and again, lovely quick pass by Susie Drain. As an attacker, you don't necessarily have to wait for the defender to get by your side when there's a penalty called, and sometimes sending that ball in early just backfoots the defence.
Good work there by Jenkinson. Just not comfortable shooting, not having to look out of the circle.
Yeah, and it's difficult because the attack were off the circle edge. If they're on the circle edge, it's easier then for the shooter to move the ball around. I think Chelsea Lewis there just asking a team to settle a little bit. Lovely angle there by Georgia Rowe. Oh, great defence, Katie Knox. Oh, unlucky. Again, her footwork is really nice. She's moving her feet round to try and confuse that space. Nia Jones wants this game to go on as quick as possible. Good decision by Anne-Marie. Oh, beautiful back drive.
Well read there by Niamh Reynolds.
Oh, unlucky.
You see, every time that Chelsea Lewis gets that ball, she's looking straight to the circle. She's looking to see Georgia Rowe. But Katie Knox doing a really good job of confusing the space.
She is doing a great job. Like you can see the pressure that fumbles because of the pressure that Katie Knox is constantly putting on. Nice screen there from Georgia Rowe to free Chelsea Lewis on that front run. Lovely.
Nice patience by Ireland.
Oh, good pick up Frances Duffy as well.
And just can't get that shot to drop.
Yeah, which is unfortunate actually, because I'm fair play to her for taking that shot. It's a little bit further out than she probably normally would. But when you're struggling to get it into the circle. Oh, unlucky Jen Slater coming out for a fly.
In this game where Chelsea Lewis is feeding the circle quite a lot, so it's forcing Genevieve to have to commit to marking Chelsea Lewis, so then she isn't getting those opportunities to go on as many flies.
Yeah, absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see whether they keep the lineup this way around, because Katie Knox is doing a great job one-on-one defence back on Georgia Rowe, but like you say, ultimately you kind of need to turn the ball before that point. Ideally, you're holding the play up, getting arms over, but that arms over then forces, you know, some lifted balls into pockets and stuff like that for your keeper to run on. So maybe we'll see a change in that respect. But it's tricky, isn't it? Because Katie is doing a good job on that one-on-one. You can hear the crowd, the Welsh supporters going, go, 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 go. They're urging them to get the ball down the court, get those scores on the board in case, oh. I think they were lucky with that. The placement on that ball was quite off.
Yeah. So we're into the final minute of this first quarter. Cara Jones recognises that.
sure. Yeah, they did well to hold that up then.
So that concludes the first quarter, and Wales pushing on ahead, 20 goals to 2 for Ireland. Natalie, pretty much what we expected.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I didn't expect it to be quite this high in the first quarter. Invariably, what we've seen from Wales is the first quarter is potentially a little bit more wobbly, shall we say, than the second, third and fourth. But my gosh, they came out firing on this round. Fairness to Republic of Ireland, I actually think that their through court has been nicer than it was yesterday. They're just, again, it's just this problem for them in getting the ball. It's almost like this transverse line towards their goal third is a real sticking point. They get to that and they just can't penetrate through this defence. And as we were saying before, with this zone defence that Wales put on, you need to draw the middle players and really convince them that they're going to pull them in, and that opens up your side. Or you go over the top of it. So they went over the top of it once to Anne-Marie, perfect. But they're just trying to play to that middle space, and that middle space is shut down. So let's see somebody driving through the middle, pull the defence, and then ping it over to the side and play down the side.
And it is having that patience and that confidence that something else will open rather than that first drive, which is maybe all they're seeing just at the moment.
Yeah, and it's the speed of play as well. We talk about the impact that the opposition has in terms of their style of play on you. You know, you probably, teams at home are probably recognising this, local league teams, regional teams, wherever you are, probably recognise that the team that you are playing against has an impact on you. So if they're playing fast, all of a sudden you might play fast. Or if you're playing a team that are really good, it tends to lift your game. If you're playing a team that are of a lot lower standard than your team, it tends to drop your game. And I think they're just playing a little bit too fast at the moment. They can play more clever.
So then, what will be Joan Young's message to the Ireland team in this quarter time?
I think just, you know, take a breath. Let's play our game. Let's slow it down a bit. If the second ball's on, fine, send the first, second ball. If not, it doesn't have to go on the second. You don't have to look at it, wait for that same one. If that first option isn't on, just be patient. I mean, we've seen Aisling Sweeney and Jen Slater bringing the ball through court, and they've played some really nice patient give and goes. If it's not on forward, we'll just send it, we'll go again. And that's really nice. But when it gets, like I say, when it gets down that attacking end, it's just a little bit more frantic. If it won't go in, just reset. You've got those players on the line, reset, go again. We don't, like, if I am their coach, you'd be saying we don't need to play at the same speed. We don't need to get however many goals on the board, but we do need to get goals on the board. So let's just calm it down a little bit.
And you can see that the Welsh team are playing with a sense of urgency. So as soon as Ireland have the ball, they are conscious, they want to get it back. They're doing everything they can to turn the ball over, and there can be contact and errors there. So it is just about Ireland playing strong and playing to their own game.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fairness to Wales, you can see, you know, the minute the ball comes back, Nia Jones has passed it back to the centre, Kyra Jones has passed it back to the centre. They're urging them to get on with this game, get it going, get it fast. And I think also, you know, from a Republic of Ireland perspective, they just take their time on stuff. It could also have the adverse effect of just rattling the Welsh side a little bit as well. And let's face it, this game at this level is also a lot to do with psychology. So looking at the Welsh squad, there are no changes, which isn't a surprise. I didn't think we'd see any changes for their team coming out. But there is a change for Republic of Ireland. We see Jan Hines coming on at goal shoot. Anne-Marie Jenkinson has moved to goal attack. And Holly Jenkinson has come on at wing defence. I'm surprised about the wing defence change, but it could just be the fact, you know, it is getting down to goal. But I did think that it's not necessarily Aisling Sweeney that wasn't doing a good job, but Holly Jenkinson's a fantastic player, isn't she? So when you've got that strength, why not try it? See, that was unlucky being footwork, because that was a beautiful pass by Anne-Marie Jenkinson over to Jan.
Unlucky Susie Drain, just unable to pull that ball in at full extension there, but back to Wales again. Bit of miscommunication there. Nice roll by Georgia Rowe, but then was looking for that front space.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the last quarter there was a few errors as well by Wales, so it'll be interesting to see whether they can do the same as the last quarter.
Well done, Claire Jones. Unfortunately, she was just out of court there, but excellent speed, just matching Trish Fanning driving onto that ball. So for Trish Fanning, maybe a change of direction there will completely, she's committed to, and then using that backspace.
Yeah, absolutely. Claire Jones's closing speed is very good. That's really good hands by Georgia Rowe, just proving that she can play out and in. Nice. Unlucky. Just nothing on. They sat behind the zone again. That drive from Neve Reynolds was the right one, but she needed to do it first thing. That drive through the middle needs to come early on. Oh, good pressure by Holly Jenkinson. She's tracking Susie Drain really well. I think potentially being a little bit taller makes the attackers have to lift that ball a bit more, and Susie Drain just not getting on the end of that one. Yeah, well worked, Republic of Ireland. Really good job there. Jan's actually introduction has been really nice so far. She's coming out to create space, cutting back in, and actually, because she's a little bit taller as well, I'm not sure if she's taller or whether it's just a perception that she's taller, because she goes straight out for those balls. It gives them a bit more to think about, because obviously you've got Nia Jones, who's a bit shorter. Yeah, better patience. Good job. Yeah, Jen Slater playing quite a clever game there. She's not necessarily too worried about that front ball going in. She knows they're going to pass it, so to drop back was quite clever.
Great marking by Ireland on the defence of the centre pass there, forcing it back. There's that pop again.
Yeah, they've got into a really good rhythm of that between Lewis and Rowe.
We see a change here with Bethan Dyke coming on at wing attack, Susie Drain heading to the bench.
I think that's Holly Jenkinson that's forced that, to be honest with you. I think a little bit more, what they've done is they've matched height, haven't they? I think Beth Dyke has a little bit more speed on her straight line drives. As we talked the other day, Susie Drain does a lot more prelim work, but I think Beth Dyke's straight line speed is potentially a little bit faster, and against Holly Jenkinson that might well play out well for them. Oh, lovely ball from Lewis to Rowe there. Nice angle by Rowe. It's a great pass in from Slater at the back. She really is a leader on the court, isn't she, for Republic of Ireland?
Anne-Marie Jenkins just unable to pull that in.
Yeah, and it's a shame for her. She looks a little bit frustrated and a little bit tired. But she's got this. She's a really good player. Come on. It's mentally draining, isn't it, when you play in a game like this, when the scoreline is like this, but actually they've got to keep going.
Good pressure there.
Nice circle rotation. And again, that hold right on the back line. Nia Jones getting her own ball, and this is how much it means to them, how much the goal difference is important. She's not waiting for someone else to get that ball. She's going to go and get it herself. Nice long length from Beth Dyke, really quick hands.
Well read, Genevieve Slater.
Yeah, she was unlucky not to get that because of the obstruction call. And that's what they need to do more of, you know, sit back, watch it. If Wales are playing 1 second balls, it's going to get so it's a bit easier to read. So if you sit back and watch where the next ball's going to go, they can get some flies on that. Yeah, she's frustrated at that, and I don't blame her. There was no options then. The back defenders were walking through behind their attackers, and there was nothing on in front. Oh, she's going to get one in a minute.
Yeah.
And something like that as well, a fly now, a really good one, will lift her team, and that's what they need to do, is really lift now. Because it really is starting to run away from them. Yeah, good job. And that was the drive by Trish Fannin to create that. Just the speed of transition.
And whenever you're chasing that ball, it's really difficult to try and slow it down and actually make any kind of impact on the speed of the ball coming through.
Yeah, and that is a great opportunity though for the back players to run on those interceptions. And it's brave. You've got to get in the mindset of not necessarily being just worried about your player, but if they're coming through fast, you know they're going to be releasing those quick balls because they don't have time to change their mind. Good decision there by Niamh Reynolds, and great depth on that second phase drive by her. Yeah, again, good by Jen Slater to wait for it to come back, because that will frustrate Wales a little bit. And breathe.
Really
yeah, great shot.
Really nicely done. Even just the support play, Niamh Reynolds getting right onto that circle edge and seeing Jenkinson into a good shooting position.
Just got to be a little bit more clinical on that accuracy of that pass. Yeah, well weighted, Beth Dyke. Clever to wait for Chelsea Lewis to enter then. And that's the patience that we were talking about, of setting it on a 3 second rather than looking at the same option and it having to go. Georgia Rose said no. Good space.
A nice shooting there by Chelsea Lewis.
Yeah, starting again today as she finished off yesterday. That's a better place ball. And I know we talk about Georgia Rowe being tall, but you can't underestimate actually sometimes some of the balls that are off and she still gets her hands to. Sometimes the sign of a really quality player is to make a bad pass look like a good one. I've just jinxed her. Sorry. Oh, Katie Knox again, so close to those. Good patient backup play by the two Joneses, Claire and Nia. It's funny, we've got all three Joneses on,
yep.
None of whom are related. Yeah, good job, good change of direction. Oh, the space was there.
Yeah. But that was a much better centre pass for them. Ireland seemed to have been struggling to get that first pass out, but a lovely change of direction, just again committing the defenders on that first drive.
Time being held, a quick change between Georgia Rowe and Lydia Hitchens, who the first time we've seen her this tournament. She's come through the ranks of the age groups. Is a very quality player, so good to see her on court. Oh, and takes that ball beautifully, and great sinking of her first shot. It's interesting to see that change and see how this plays out, because obviously they had Georgia Rowe on, who they can try and get the quick balls to in the air. Lydia doesn't have as much height, but can move really well. Not saying that Georgia can't, she obviously can, but maybe go into more of a rotating circle to open it up. Republic of Ireland just need to settle now. Yeah, good width, Holly Jenkinson. Nice pocket, that's lovely.
Lovely front hold by Jan Hines. Gets her own rebound.
Yeah, well done, Republic. That was a lovely through court play. Just not as easy to go in at the minute, is it? Oh,
well done, Katie Knox. Yeah, both shooters seem to be presenting for the hold at the same time, so just trying to sort out that communication.
good stretch over that shot. But another lovely shot by Chelsea Lewis. Oh. I think maybe the shortest person on the court just got that. She won't be crossing me saying that. No goal, contact by the goal shoot. Frustration there for Hitchens. Again, Bethan Dyke. And that's what you want from a coach, isn't it? As a coach, sorry. You want your wing attack and goal attack to turn ball. Nice placement. Great shot. Lovely. Oh, Kyra Jones. My goodness, they really want this, don't they? Great rebound, Hitchens.
And is there time on the clock for one more centre pass from Wales?
Slater doesn't want that to be. No one at home. Oh, unlucky Katie Knox. Good effort.
Out of court.
Can Republic of Ireland get it through for another goal their side? Yeah.
And that, do you know what? Genevieve Slater there. She just faked the ball, and I know it was the down seconds, but again, it just committing defenders and opening up for a second option. And I think just a bit more of that there from Ireland would really make the Welsh defence have to think. You know, we're seeing that first centre, the first pass off the centre for Ireland is just not getting through. Is there other options there for them?
Yeah, it's like you said when we saw Anne-Marie Jenkinson doing that change direction. Prelim work, change direction, understand when to run straight, understand when you've committed the defender, and then actually when to change direction because you've committed them. And, you know, it's just mixing that up all the time. So I'm just going to say goodbye to Nolene for 1 second because we have some netball royalty in the house. No pressure. I have with me the amazing Liz Nichols, who has taken over as INF president. How are you?
Hello. I'm delighted to be here.
Sorry, INF chair or INF?
INF president, you're right.
INF president, I did get it right. Just checking. So I've been hearing lots of exciting things about you this morning, not that we didn't know already. And you've got your first board meeting coming up, is that correct?
We have, yes. The board meets several times a year, and it next meets in October in Singapore. So because it's a mix of representatives from around the world on our board as well as individual and independent. So it's an important first meeting that I'll be chairing. Fabulous.
And do you have any new exciting plans coming up?
The year after a World Cup has been held, an amazing World Cup in Liverpool this year, it's a time of reflection, and it's a time for the INF and international bodies would normally think about what are we aiming to achieve, where's the sport going over the next 4 years. So it's an important one for the board to discuss what's working really well in our current strategy, where are the new opportunities, where are some of the weaknesses, and what do we need to do over the next 4 years. And I think the big focus has got to be on how we work together across the nations to really take this fantastic sport forward.
Well, it's such an exciting time, isn't it? I mean, it's getting closer and closer across all the different countries now, compared to having sort of just your top runners. We see the rankings changing and exciting teams coming into the rankings at the bottom and then change over at teams at the top. It's such an exciting time for netball.
It's an incredibly competitive sport, and I'm amazed at how many matches are decided on like 1 point in the final seconds. So it's a great sport for the athletes. It's a great sport for the spectators. The fan base is growing because of it. The media interest in women's sport generally is growing, but media interest in netball is growing as well. So this is a key moment for us, I think, to think about how we use this as a springboard to really showcasing our sport and growing it further around the world.
Absolutely, and you talk about one-goal games, and yesterday here we saw a 51-51 game, which no one could have predicted, and even now, looking at these scores, it's going to go down to the wire on the last game as to who comes in gold and silver, and the top 3 places are all contested at this point.
Yeah, and I watched it online last night, actually, so I wasn't here yesterday, but I did watch it online last night, and it was an amazing comeback from the Welsh team. Now, I used to play for Wales.
I did hear that.
But I was also CEO of England Netball for 16 years. So my loyalties were divided, but it was just fantastic to see a really competitive game and athletes not giving up and just going at it right to the last second. Fantastic for the sport to see such closely contested matches.
So a bit of a controversial question. I can hear Lynn probably now shaking in the background. But the World Cup this year, obviously here is quite a contentious issue with the fact that we have in this area in Europe 4 teams in the top 10 at the minute, but only 3 teams go through to the World Cup. What's your thoughts on that? Can I ask that?
Well, at every World Cup you want the best in the world to be there, without any doubt at all. But it is important to be inclusive of all the regions of the world that are participating. So it's a fine balance. So invited feedback after the World Cup, asking member countries what are their thoughts and reflections, and we'll be considering that when we meet as a board. I think it works. It can't be something for everybody, unfortunately. There have to be some that are in and some that are out, and it's a tough call. But we'll reflect on that for the next time.
Well, the INF and everybody that was involved in putting the World Cup together did a fantastic job. I mean, it was just huge, wasn't it? And you still hear about all the excitement about it still now.
It was massive. It was an amazing venue in Liverpool. Fantastic crowds. Really engaged crowds as well, because they were in the fan zone, and the athletes were great because they were actually out there mixing with the youngsters as well. I think that it had a real impact, a real sort of inspirational impact for to make a lot of young people watching that think, I'd like to be on that court one day at a future World Cup, and that's what it's all about. But well done, New Zealand. Really great to see them come back after not such a good Commonwealth Games in 2018, which is obviously England's finest moment then. But it was a great competition. Well managed, well delivered. A great netball.
Yeah, and like you say, those post games again, fantastic for spectators, and the New Zealand comeback was phenomenal.
It was, and just the different sort of, you could see the different cultures coming through, couldn't you? In the way some of the nations were dancing on the court, and that was just such a lovely sort of mix of great netball, but also real humanity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to saw a Sri Lankan game as well, and I absolutely loved them. They were amazing.
I know. And each one was different, wasn't it? Each game was different. The styles are slightly different, but it was a great spectacle. A really good couple of weeks up in Liverpool.
Absolutely. Well, huge good luck for your new role. Big shoes to fill. From everything that we've read, heard and seen, and obviously meeting you, more than capable of doing a fantastic job for netball moving forward.
Well, I'm going to do the best I can do, and I need the support of everybody in the netball community, because nobody can do it on their own. We have to work together.
Absolutely. Well, good luck for the future, and good luck to all the new board members in November, and I hope it works out really well.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we're going to bring Nolene back into comms, because the game is about to get underway, and it is 46 goals to 5. Oh my goodness, like when we ran numbers before, we didn't even think about it being a 90-goal game, did we?
Yeah, Wales really coming out with a sense of purpose. They're not hanging around, they're looking to get that ball straight to the circle, and Georgia Rowe, Chelsea Lewis and Lydia Hitchings just on form today.
So changes for Wales are 0. They are starting back as they finished that last quarter.
And we'll see Fran Duffy has come on for Ireland.
That was a great shot.
And Aisling Sweeney back on wing defence. And we see Holly Jenkinson coming on to goal defence, with Genevieve Slater taking a rest on the bench. Great hands there, Holly Jenkinson. Just not keeping that ball in.
So just on a little cheeky bit of maths, just to let you know, England's goal ratio currently stands on 1.851. If the scoreline remains the same and doubles for the next quarter, that would put Wales on a ratio of 1.82. So still a little bit behind on goal ratio, but as we talked about before, if the scoreline is reasonably close between Northern Ireland and England, if this remains the same and Northern Ireland don't win and England win, they still have to push quite a reasonable margin out to stay ahead.
It makes it all to play for.
It's very, very exciting.
Great sharp movement there by Hitchens, clearing out of the way, keeping that ball in.
Lovely shot. The bench is shouting at them to get the ball back. Oh, good take.
And Fran Duffy coming in wing attack there, just bringing that bit of pace, clearing out of that space and opening up.
Yeah, and Jan Hines is doing a lot of movement on that back line as well, which is really good because the holding game wasn't working for them.
And a footwork call there, giving possession back to Ireland.
Oh, I'd want to see that in slow-mo.
So just a reminder, you can get in touch with us using the hashtag NEOpen. Good to see that Casey Demons from Victoria Netball League are sending some good luck wishes to Coach Julie Hornwig and her Welsh team. Geraldine Williams has given a shout out to all the Grangetown girls on the court today as well. And we have some other supporters watching Ireland from Australia, so Sue Douglas and Karen Jarman, good to have you on board today.
Llanhwit Fada, again, are watching too. I think they've watched every game. And the Yendies Netball are congratulating Ashleen on her performance.
So a big thank you to QTV Sports and also to Antrim and Newtownabbey Borough Council for being able to provide this live streaming, and I think it's brilliant that people have access to as much netball as possible, even if people can't travel to Antrim this weekend.
Absolutely, and great interception there by Katie Knox, running her feet, read that beautifully. Republic of Ireland at the moment doing a good job of holding this up slightly.
Lovely time in there, Jan Hines just popping through and brings their tally to 8.
They've already scored more than they did in the first quarter, so that's impressive. Good job. And this was what was important, that they carry on fighting. I think we'd seen a little bit towards the end of that last quarter, a little bit of giving up, but now they've come back on with fresh vigour, and that's really impressive to see. Good screen there by Jan Hines. Opens up Anne-Marie Jenkinson, great shot. Time called there. Lydia Hitchens coming off, Georgia Rowe coming back on, and a change at the back. Christina Shaw comes on and Layla Thomas heads to the bench. Not too surprised at that change, to be honest. I think the Welsh team need to make sure they keep this goal, the goal scored against them down for the goal ratio. And having scored 4 already in this quarter with 5 minutes gone, they obviously need to change something up. Not necessarily that Layla Thomas wasn't doing a great job, because she was, but if you need to make a change, somebody needs to be that person that comes out. We may well see them return to the zone that they did previously, so we may well see a shift at some point with Layla Thomas coming on to goal defence and then moving Nia Jones up, but we will wait and see. Good offload there by Frances Duffy on 1 foot. Shows great core skills. Nice drive by Jan on the goal line. Oh, that was unlucky for Ireland then. That was great defence by Frances Duffy. And that's what they were missing the capacity of doing before. It's not that Lydia Hitchin wasn't doing a great job, she was, but to get that ball in quick,
yeah,
sometimes it's the player that is the best at that particular plan.
Good defence there by the Republic of Ireland on the centre pass, forcing Wales back.
I really like Ashleen Sweeney. Her defence is so tight. It's good.
That's a good matchup between her and Beth.
Yeah,
Beth and Dyke.
Speed for speed, isn't it? And this is where sometimes it turns into a bit of a game of chess. You may well see the change coming back if if she counteracts Bethan's speed, you may well see the change coming back of Susie Drain coming on.
One of the things that Wales are doing really well off that centre pass is as soon as Cara Jones steps in that circle, she's releasing that ball, and the Welsh attacker ready for it. So it is forcing it, going straight, and making it so much easier for them to get it quick into the circle.
Yeah, good swing there of the ball by the Republic of Ireland. Holly Jenkinson staying wide to open up the space.
And good patience on the ball there as well by Ireland. They're waiting for that space to open up. And Jan Hines scores that. Yeah. Bringing Ireland to double figures.
Jan Hines has come to play on this game, hasn't she? Really come to play. She's doing some great movement. Offside there by Cara Jones. Or just a little bit too much on that one. Oh, great hands, Anne-Marie. Footwork caught. Oh, she caught her. We're nice people, really, as netballers, aren't we?
Good vision there by Frances Duffy.
Yeah, Christina Shaw just not quite getting to that fly. This is a really good start on this by Republic of Ireland. This quarter is much better for them. Nice vision there by Beth Dykes, slices that ball through the centre. Lovely depth.
We've seen a number of those offensive calls over the course of the weekend. The attacking player just deeming to be contacted. Ah, nice steal. Frances Duffy, and again Cara Jones.
Oh, just a little bit messy, isn't it?
But
still,
again,
sorry, you go.
It shows you just the intensity that both these teams are bringing to this game.
Yeah, they still got to make sure they do the basics right. They still have to move on to the ball. Can't be sloppy and wait for it to land. Go and meet it, take it out the air. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to be going forwards. You can still meet the ball going backwards. Just go up and meet it early. Nice. Christina Shaw getting a bit flat there, and Jan Hines taking advantage just by a cheeky step change on the goal line.
Good quick hands there by Chelsea Lewis.
Oh, beautiful pass. This is so much better in that circle.
Yeah. There's a lovely relationship between Jenkinson and Hines. Somebody is top, somebody then just opening on that baseline for them.
Yeah, and they're just moving their feet a lot more. Instead of being really static and just asking for the lifted balls, they're now losing the player early and popping out free, which is really good work. It's a lot more tiring, but it's really good. Nice quick take. The Republic of Ireland are now 2 goals off what they scored against England. So this quarter could prove quite costly for Wales if Northern Ireland fail to beat England in the next game.
Jan Hines find her rhythm now.
Caution there for Nia Jones. I think that was for talking back to the umpire. Great hustle there by Aisling Sweeney. Her re-entry to the game has been very good. Oh, obstruction called there before the ball had even come back into play. Lots of hustling going on in that goal third. Oh, and that's one of the balls that I was talking about. She made that ball look reasonable, but actually it was placed quite far behind her. Good shot, Chelsea Lewis. Whistle hasn't even gone.
That's an excellent battle going on there between Cox and Vettendijk. Both very similar in terms of their athletic speed. And
yeah, and it's at what point in time you release the ball as well, isn't it? At that point in time, she wasn't the best option because she'd come lateral with the ball. From that point in time, you're going away from the ball. Makes the angles a lot easier for the defender.
There's a super ball into Jan Hines there. Pulls that in, pops another one away.
At 16 goals for the Republic of Ireland, that does take them level with the goals that they scored against England.
And 11 goals in this quarter.
Yeah. And this is clever now because they're doubling back. But patience by Wales to create it. Unlucky there by Holly Jenkinson. Can the Republic of Ireland get another score on the board to overtake those 16 goals? And Sweeney at the back being really strong for them through court. Great space by Frances Duffy. Oh, and that was unlucky because that was such good back space. I don't mean unlucky because it's not if you contacted, but the backspace after that was beautiful. Good shot, Georgia Rowe. Oh, lovely lifted ball.
Another one. And they get it.
Seems like the longest minute in history. Yeah. That's it.
So at the end of the third quarter, it is 66 to Wales, 16 to the Republic of Ireland. So a score of 20-11 in that quarter. And the introduction of Jan Hines back into the game again, moving Holly Jenkinson across. And Fran Duffy, I think, has been an excellent addition into that wing attack position.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they lost Erin Peters early on to an injury in the first game, which will have been disappointing for them because she's a little pocket rocket in that wing. But Frances Duffy has come on and done a superb job, attacking and defending as well. You know, she's putting the pressure on through the court. She's not giving Claire Jones an easy ride to bring the ball through. So she's causing them a real problem at the moment, some real headaches, which is exactly what they need, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we saw Georgia Rowe coming back onto the court again, and you could see Wales just looking for that straight line ball in. So it is just a business. We need to get the job done and get the ball straight into the circle.
It really is, and you know, now that they've equalled the score with having 16 for the Republic of Ireland, if it does come down to this goal ratio, then they're going to have to really try and limit how many goals the Republic of Ireland score in the next one. So at third quarter time, when the Republic of Ireland were playing England were on 59, Republic of Ireland were on 11. So the difference isn't too much, but actually the goal ratio is more impacted the more goals that are scored, if that makes sense. So even if the difference is the same, if there's more goals scored on both sides, it makes the goal ratio smaller. So it's really important for Wales that they keep that scoreline down. But ultimately, it's really important for the Republic of Ireland now that they really push on, that they capitalise on that. 11 goals, that's fantastic. Let's go out, let's score another 11. Let's, you know, even excel that and put some scores on the board. I mean, the highest the Republic of Ireland have scored throughout this tournament has been 19, so that's going to be in their sights to push on and make that the highest that they've scored this tournament. They've progressed game after game.
So Wales come back onto the court and we see
Layla Thomas is back at goalkeeper, which means Christina Shaw has gone to the bench. Everyone else remains the same. It'll be interesting now to see. I think we can see Mel George coming on with a goal shooter bib. And Frances Duffy going to goal attack, I think.
Yeah, and Trish Fanning coming back on wing attack, and Aisling Sweeney coming in. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aisling Sweeney into centre.
And then at the back, Genevieve Slater back on at goal defence, Holly Jenkinson at wing defence. And that's the defensive unit that they started with. I think, I'm not sure whether this is now playing for goals, because to be honest with you, for me, if I was playing just for doing the best score possible, I think I would have left the team on that just played, because they were phenomenal. But you know, we haven't seen what Mel George can do in this game yet. So, and if it's your last game and it's a big tournament and you're not going to win, maybe this is the time that you play the rest of your squad.
Yeah.
But I did think that Jan Hines did do a fantastic job, considering I'd said at the beginning I thought it was because she didn't start. She came on and did a phenomenal job when she came on.
Yeah. So this is one of those awkward points where the players are all ready to go, but there's still a wee bit of time left on the clock.
And it's just, this is the story of the Welsh game so far, isn't it? We've got to get on and get these goals on the board, and so the urgency sends them straight back out. And ultimately, for them, they want to get on with it. But I'm not surprised that Republic of Ireland have come out quite quickly as well, because they don't want to lose that momentum. They finished that game, that quarter, with great momentum. So, you know, get back on the court, get that back. Let's keep going. Push, push, push.
See, great communication there between Jenkinson and Sweeney.
Not happy to shoot from that. And that's nice seeing Chelsea and Georgia interchanging roles. So Lewis then dropped back and was the post player, and you've seen Rowe run in the front. That's good. Lovely ball into Trish Fanning. Well done. Nice hold by Mel George. And again, lovely ball the other side. Anything you can do.
Yeah.
Strong arms over by Beth Dyke.
Again, Ireland using the width of the court, swinging the ball to the other side.
So much better, isn't it, than yesterday?
Yeah. Super drive in, Fran Duffy. And lovely smart plays.
Yeah,
Neil Thomas.
It's so much better from the Republic of Ireland. And this is what you can get from, like I say, from having looked back at that footage, seeing what worked, what didn't. And it's so much clearer when you can see from looking at it that you were all in the same space. And today they got top and pocket, they're swinging it, they're opening up the court on the through court. It's just so much nicer. Oh, unlucky Holly Jenkinson, good hustle, but great defence from Chelsea Lewis at the back.
Again, great pressure by Ireland. Chelsea Lewis doing well to keep that ball in court.
Just feel like they've lost a little bit of their speed, and I get the feeling that they'll get frustrated with the whistle going as well. Wales want the advantage played if they can, because they need to keep the momentum, keep the speed. But then how difficult is it as an umpire to make all the decisions for the whole game when you've got 3 seconds, not even 3 seconds to make the decision, and 101 things going on all at the same time. Good swing there by Beth Dyke. Lovely shot, Georgia Rowe. That's nice of Frances Duffy driving all the way through that ball. Lovely shot.
Nice feed by Beth Dyke, although Georgia Rowe pops it back out to Cara Jones, and we're reset. And even though there's 2-on-1 there, Georgia Rowe still able to pull that in.
Yeah, and that's on the feed as well, isn't it? And if you can get it to drop just above on a nice easy feed from the edge, then it's going to go in most times. And that's where the work out the front has to happen to stop them from being on the edge uncontested. Nia Jones urging Cara Jones, come on, get back to the centre, let's go. Lovely shot. They do need to turn some of these balls over though.
Are really finding that depth on the second phase now, just unlucky not keeping that one in.
Yeah, and the drive was right, and the pass, I would say, was the right decision, just needed a little bit more on it so that Claire Jones couldn't get tipped to it. But we talk about the competition and the levels of competition that you get, and Republic of Ireland obviously playing in this for the first time in quite a while at this level, and this is the level where you have to be passing balls with just 1 inch, 2 inches of space, and so the accuracy has to be on point, and if you haven't hit that level for a bit, it can be quite a shock. But in fairness to them, this is the best I think I've seen them play all tournament. They've now surpassed their goal count, and they are playing the team that hasn't actually lost yet.
Yeah.
Nia Jones still screaming at her team, get the ball. It's going to be interesting now to see how the umpires control this, because if you can see that a player is getting frustrated for the Republic of Ireland team, they won't be in a rush to set anything. Nice shot, Georgia Rowe. I wonder whether it's being a ballerina and a footballer, whether she's been a ball girl for tennis. Because Nia Jones is scooping up every ball and getting it back to where it's set. Oh, great defence by Claire Jones. Yeah, good double cover. And that was the communications and the chat. Good pressure there by Frances Duffy. Oh, unlucky not to get that one.
Nice movement by Georgia Rowe.
And that was that lovely 2 offers that we were talking about. Got our choice of shooters. Oh, just a little bit too much on that. You just need to make sure they just calm down a little bit. They could do without wasting those balls. Good middle by
taken Cara Jones.
Just about to say Duffy had done a great middle drive, but they didn't choose her. Genevieve Slater still with a smile. And she's got a great fighting spirit, hasn't she?
Oh,
She just keeps going.
absolutely.
Oh, disappointment there for Trish Fanning.
Oh, well done.
Good job, Katie
Yeah.
Knox. Oh, lovely pass. And lovely quick shot by Melanie George.
So Ireland, whenever they're playing with that bit of freedom, you know, the ball is just going nicely into that circle at the minute.
Yeah, it really is. There's some beautiful play by them, and I think they'll be really pleased when they look back at some of this. Lovely ball into backspace. Such a strong drive by Frances Duffy. Oh, unlucky Claire Jones. Bit of juggling, try and keep it in. Yeah, good place ball. Lovely hold. Nice and calm and composed by Mel George. Oh, lovely ball. And that's the difference, isn't it, between that perfect feed and the feed that's just overcooked a little bit too much. Intensity still in this game is just insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Turnovers all over the place here.
Oh, beautiful pass.
Well read.
And the fitness. How's the fitness?
I think whenever you have a chance of a gold medal, your fitness isn't going to come into it. It is pure motivation driving these girls on. Plenty of time to rest afterwards.
Yeah. Good shot. Oh, unlucky Trish Fanning.
Claire Jones really just putting her under pressure coming out for those centre passes.
Yeah, Claire Jones is having a fantastic game. I mean, she's a great player. She missed out on the summer series due to injury, but my goodness, has she come back in. And considering you often find Nia Jones in that position, you know, it's big boots to fill, but she is filling them. Nice. Well read by Georgia. She noticed that she had acres of space there, but that... Oh, contact call.
Oh!
They just need to take pace off, don't they? Oh my goodness me. Court defender looking at the floor, ball straight in. Time is being held. We see Lucy Howells coming on for the first time in this tournament at goalkeeper, and Layla Thomas heads to the bench. I think Layla Thomas was doing a superb job. Lucy Howells, I'm sure, will be just as superb, but I think that's good of the coaches to get her on the court. Expose all your players. Oh, and straight away she comes out with the interception. 2-on-1. And that was constant movement of her feet. She never stopped her feet from moving. Great shot there by Fran Duffy from distance. Oh, lovely weighted ball.
You can hear Nia Jones just urging the team on with just 3 minutes left to go.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, we used to always say about Shani Layton for the voice, didn't we? You can hear Shani from anywhere, but I think Nia's taken a place. Good strength there by Georgia Rowe. Nice quick pop. Oh, just couldn't quite keep that one in.
Oh, good hands, Cara Jones.
And great drive by Georgia Rowe to get herself right under the post then. They are still pushing on this goal difference. My goodness, the next game is going to be of huge importance. It's going to be important for Wales, for Northern Ireland and for England.
Which position would you prefer to be in with everything? Playing the game, the second game, or sitting watching the second game? So Wales will have done everything they can now, and then it's just over to see what happens when the game unfolds.
I'd rather be in the second game because I can control it then.
Yeah.
Control the controllables. There's nothing you can do from the stands. Although, to be honest with you, I quite like it from up here.
Yes.
This is way less stressful than being on a bench. No goal. Time is held. I think that's a quiet word there by the umpire, which is good, just controlling the play. You know, a couple of minutes left, making sure they stay in control.
And another lovely drive by Fan Duffy. Oh, just still unable to hold on to that ball there. So
they're still pushing for another goal. They want to hit the 90 mark.
You see Georgia Rowe, hand up. She knows where she wants the ball. Cara Jones delivers.
The 90 is up on the board. And again, oh, it's just not enough on that one, but they come out with possession if they can get it in time. Nice pop. Oh, unlucky Jen Slater. "10 seconds" is the call from Nia Jones, which means they're going to have to pressure everything early. Republic of Ireland are going to have to fire it down to get one more goal on the board. Can they score in time? Oh, unlucky. She had to take that shot there at distance to see if they could get that final goal in. And that leaves us with 91 goals to Wales and 24 goals to the Republic of Ireland. So that actually puts them on a goal ratio, Wales, of 1.61. England are currently sat on 1.851, but as we said, all the goals against will reduce that in the next game. So it's not the same as goal difference. So even if England beat Northern Ireland, Wales could still come out with a gold medal. It all rides on the scoreline in the next game. Oh my goodness me.
What an absolute cracker of a game we are going to have on our hands, and Wales will obviously be sitting watching with absolute bated breath to see how it unfolds, and we hope that you can come back and join us shortly at 12 o'clock where Northern Ireland take on England. Brilliant game there by the Welsh team, applauding the supporters in the crowd. They're all just going to be catching their breath and getting ready for the next game here at 12 o'clock. So, what do you... I'm even just trying to think of what I'm going to say here, because there is so much riding on this here.
Oh, it's huge, absolutely huge. I mean, you can see it in their faces. I would assume, and we'll hear from the coach and the captain later, whether they're reasonably pleased with that score. They've gone out to put a good score on the board. 91 goals is the biggest amount that we've seen scored this weekend. 24 against them, I think they'll be disappointed with. But then the flip side, Republic of Ireland, 24 goals, you know, that's the most they've scored. I think their structure was so much better on court today. Their space was so much better. They really stepped up, in my opinion. And everybody that came onto the court, I felt, made a positive impact. There wasn't anybody that was like, I'm not sure they've done quite so well. All the changes they made worked. It was just superb. Really good job.
Well, here, that closes out that game. So thanks very much for watching us, or watching the game with us. Up next, we have Northern Ireland taking on England at 12 o'clock. Big thank you, Natalie, for joining me here in the commentary box. Thank you very much to Netball Europe, Antrim Forum, QTV Sports, and all volunteers over the weekend and behind the scenes that have helped make this happen. To all our event sponsors and to you at home for tuning in, thank you very much.